So this is a more in-depth and thorough document in the history of Quebec and in the history of the Parti Québécois in regards of Quebec becoming a country. There has been books and things written by the Parti Québécois on that topic, but never was there such a systematic treatment of each topic for a total of 524 pages. It's just a starting point, because the reality is that you cannot have the perfect answer on every single topic. So there'll be a second version that will be published in some time. We will leave some space for reactions within the civil society and groups that will write to us if we form the government, and will meet with us to make sure that their points are taken into account in that planning of an independent Quebec. So we expect 2, maybe 3 versions of that document, so that we get to the referendum with a full understanding of each aspect. And I'd like to highlight the fact that no other political party does that in Quebec. I mean, we've published almost 100 pages on the finances of an independent Quebec with economists, and a very, very specific planning of each aspect of our finances. We published a planning of immigration. We're the only party who actually have a planning of immigration through 94 pages or something, and footnotes, more than 200 of them. And we promised that we would deliver something like that, and we did. And I think it's a competitive advantage for the Parti Québécois. After 8 years of a really not rigorous CAQ that works on the corner of the table and promises things that is not supported by any serious studies, we work completely differently by showing that even with limited means, we work well, we work seriously, and we have really thought over before saying something and promising something. I think this is something that is differentiating us from other parties. There are a few chapters that could have been there and they're not there because they're not ready. So there'll be a second edition. And among those chapters, there's a chapter on relations with First Nations. First Nations are distinct nations, so they're free to participate or not. But we felt we had the obligation to offer them to comment what we're doing. And we feel also we have the obligation to leave them enough time to do that work. So we're not in a rush, and as I mentioned, there'll be a second edition in which you'll see new chapters, but that's how we intend to do it.